Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day. For the next 12 days or so, a video will be posted each day in our WhatsApp group. These are basically videos where some of the staff will be sharing some tips on the way they actually carried out their online teaching and learning. This video will be a short video. I'll just be talking about why we are doing this and how we plan to actually have this methodology, this sharing to be more effective for us to improve our online teaching and learning methods. Right? Why are we doing this? Why are we actually making the effort to share some of the tips on online teaching and learning? We have actually done 2 semesters of online teaching and learning, but unfortunately, well, we may not realize it, but most of the time we are just copying and pasting the traditional teaching. It's like making our lectures online, but at the same time we're sticking with the old style of assessing our teaching, or assessing. The assessment method is basically the same as the traditional assessment method, which makes it a bit, not very effective. We are also not very familiar because when COVID-19 happened, we are being forced into this mode of teaching. So most of the time we'll be thinking about how are we going to present the content of our courses. We are still new at this. Maybe presenting the content, as I've mentioned earlier, we mostly copy and paste the traditional way of teaching, so it's basically content presentation, but we lack as far as assessment is concerned, or maybe the methodology of presenting online as well. So this is the point of having this sharing. We still stick to the conventional assessment. We still have exams, even though the University of Malaya have actually encouraged us to not, well, we can actually, if we want to, not have exams. We can have continuous summative assessments. Yes, we can do that, but most of the time we will just our mindset sticks to the exam assessment. Maybe we should be changing this the assessment methods that we've been using. We should probably change to a different way. So we hope that this sharing videos will give us some ideas of where we should be going, the direction of, especially on the assessment part. We do have criticisms from students that basically tells us about whether our online teaching and learning has been effective. So maybe one of the things that we should be doing seriously is that we should be focusing on feedback to improve our TNL, online TNL. By watching videos done by some of the staff, these basically form the seeds of creativity in designing our own online teaching and learning. So we hope that the videos that we have that we'll be presenting to you will become seeds of creativity, and if there is a need to actually continue our discussion, continue sharing tips on how to carry out online teaching and learning better, then maybe we can actually have a real session where we can seriously discuss, and probably that will be better in catalyzing our creativity in making our online teaching and learning a success. We are not just doing online teaching and learning, we are working under pressure. Everything needs to be done online, and sometimes it can be quite pressure to do things at home, and we're not used to it really. It's just been 2 semesters. So we need fresh ideas to free ourselves, or at least withstand the pressure that we are under better, for the teacher and for the students, especially for the students. I mean, if you look at students' comments and criticism, they actually complain about the pressure that they are feeling. Maybe the assessments that were carried out in assessing them. It's a bit too much for them. Yeah. So yeah, we're not just doing online teaching and learning. We are under pressure. The students are under pressure. So we need to free ourselves. We need, creative ways of doing better online teaching and learning. Right, how are we going to do it? This is what we think is, a good way is to share our experience and stress on continuous improvement of carrying out online teaching and learning. Yeah, we would also want to share effective content presentation and effective online oriented assessments. Yeah, so we need to orientate our formative and summative assessments so that it is suitable for the online teaching and learning. Maybe for the next session, we can reduce the pressure upon students when we change the way we assess them. Rather than focusing on exams, we will probably have some form of continuous summative assessments, or even a good formative assessment where students can actually be assessed, and what is being assessed is as valuable as if we were to do we were to give them exams. Yeah. So this sharing is also meant for us to share the tools that we use in doing online teaching and learning. So we need to keep up with new methods and technology. Yeah. We would also like to share methods. We can share methods that would increase accessibility, interactivity, and engagement for students. Because most of the time, students, maybe they feel a bit alienated when we are doing, say for example, asynchronous teaching. The lecturer is giving lectures. The students feel alienated. They don't feel that they are part of the class. So we need to find, be more creative, and by sharing methods that some of our staff use to increase accessibility, interactivity, and engagement for students, we can make our online teaching and learning experience better. And also we can stress on individuality. Of course, when we do online, especially when we do asynchronous teaching and learning, we could, if we stick to just conventional way of teaching, students will feel more and more alienated. They feel that we're not focusing on them. So we have to be more creative lah, in making sure that the elements of individuality exist in our teaching and learning process. Yeah, so we can stress on individuality and socialization opportunities. Yeah, do a form of, say for example, pseudo continuous assessments where the lecturer actually have individual attention to students, but it is not done then it is continuously done. This will rely on some tools, for example, where students will feel the pressure of making sure that their work is up to date, because they know that the lecturers can actually assess them at any time. Yeah, so this is what we call pseudo continuous assessments, I suppose. Yeah. So these are amongst the things that we can actually carry out in sharing our experiences in doing online teaching and learning. Yeah. So there are a lot more things that we can actually share. Anyhow, we'll start with the 12 videos that we're going to give to the staff, each day, about 15-minute video. I think you can have time to watch it. And later on, we can discuss if there is a need to do more. We can still continue with the video type of sharing, or we can have a session where we can discuss of new ways and tips, where we can actually make our teaching and learning sharing, or rather teaching the online teaching and learning more effective and more successful. Yeah. Okay, I suppose that's about it. There's always room for tremendous improvement. Yeah, a lot of room for tremendous improvement. Unfortunately, what's going on now, the increase in cases of COVID-19, the situation that we are facing now, we will still have to continue, I think, with online teaching and learning. And because of that, I think it is right that we improve our sessions, our teaching and online teaching and learning sessions, make it more creative, more interesting, stress on the individuality of students, making sure that the assessments are not causing students to be pressured, and at the same time would really test the core skills that we, or knowledge that we require of students after they've gone through the course. We do this by sharing each other's experiences and tips in the ways that we carry out our own sharing, our own online teaching and learning activities. Okay, so we'll start on the 10th of August, which is today. Okay, sorry. So after that, Dr. Faisal will be talking about using Google Form for formative and summative assessment. Dr. Asrina will be talking about reflect teaching using Kahoot. Dr. Hairul will be talking about the sense of self-determined learning. Dr. Lau Kahin will be talking about setting MCQ assessments using Spectrum. Dr. Mugunda, introduction to latest EndNote software for citations. Dr. Shima will be having a session, Let the Video Speak. Dr. Sitfun will be talking on strategies to improve participation and engagements of students. I will be talking about the electronic lab notebook. Dr. Tay will be talking about introduction to literature search for analytical methods. Dr. Nurudayu will be discussing mail merge of Google Documents. And Dr. Saada will be sharing her experience on managing breakout rooms. Yeah. So of course there are a lot more things to share. We'll start with this 12 videos first, and then if anybody is, this is free. I think this spirit of sharing needs to continue. So after the 12 videos, anybody can just post a video. This is the way I do my teaching online and teaching. Online teaching and learning, and by sharing what we know, our experiences, maybe others can actually use them, or these sharing tips becomes the seeds of creativity for us to come up with better ways of doing online teaching and learning. Yeah. So I suppose that's about it. So the next video will be tomorrow by Dr. Faisal. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I hope all of us will enjoy these videos, and basically it will catalyze discussion and more sharing of our experiences in the online teaching and learning activities that we're doing now. All right, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a very good day. Bye-bye.